We are joined by Avon Eagles head football coach Mike Elder. His Eagles are off to a 2-0 start. And, Coach, we'll get into, some football, some X's and O's. But I got to ask you, what has it been like to prepare for this type of unprecedented season, with your team?
It's certainly been challenging. For me, I'm really blessed to have a tremendous coaching staff. And I feel like this year, personally, as the head coach, I've done less coaching of football and more compliance and making sure we do the right things to keep our kids safe. And again, I'm blessed because I have so many great guys on my staff that are able to take over the coaching piece while I make sure that we're doing everything the right way to keep our kids safe and make sure the season can move forward.
I mean, we're only 2 weeks in. There's still a lot of time. But so far, what would have just been your thoughts on the wearing the mask and keeping the kids spaced out on the sideline? What's been your early impressions?
Well, for me, when we first started the year, I was a little bit concerned that obviously we wouldn't get this opportunity. And so every day I drove to practice, there was a lot of uncertainty, and I would get there with a group of kids who have worked exceptionally hard, and you weren't really sure how they would respond or what they would do. But I drew a lot of encouragement and I think motivation from them because no matter what we've thrown at these kids, they've really just ran with it, and they've been willing to make the changes. They desperately wanted their season and the opportunity to line up with each other and play the game they love. And so I really fed off of them. And there's not one thing we've asked them to do that they haven't embraced with open arms. Even things that they might think are illogical or they don't agree with, if that's what it took for us to be able to play, they were willing to do it. So I think I drew a lot of strength from our players, and then obviously encouragement from them as well, because they just really inspired, I think, all of us to do the right things and make sure that we followed every protocol that we were asked to make sure our kids were safe and we got to play.
Coach, right off the rip here, you're 2 games in. You got a double overtime win, and you got a close game that was close against Olmsted Falls. You beat your rivals Avon Lake in the first game, but no shortage of close games here.
We knew going into the season when we looked at our schedule. Obviously, with the 6-week schedule, our calendar got blown up a little bit. We were scheduled to play Lorraine, and we were also scheduled to play Cleveland Glenville. And when they reduced the season, we just played all conference games. So they went back to the drawing board, and when I talked to our athletic director, I explained to him, we're on the road at Lake, our rivals, and at O Falls. I said, come on, man, you're killing me here. And he reminded me that we had won our conference 4 straight years, and no one would feel sorry for us. So we knew going into it that those 2 programs are well run. They've got great players, and we were going to have our hands full. And thankfully, we were able to come out on the positive end of both of those. We recognize right now we could be 0-2 as much as we're 2-0. You got to be lucky and good. But our players have fought through some adversity. I think they'll serve us well the rest of the season.
Coach, you mentioned the 6-game season. Given all the circumstances and all the uncertainty going with the 6-game season, every school in the playoffs, do you feel like the OHSAA did pretty good with this?
I do. When they came up with it initially, when I saw it, I was not sure. But the fact that everybody kind of started at different times, some people got to start on time, some people started later. Some schools obviously want to play for a state championship like ourselves. We want to enter those playoffs and make a run at this thing. And others are just, they want to play regular season games and give their kids that experience. I thought they did a really good job of providing something for everyone. And it lets you jump in at week 3, week 4, decide if you want to be in the playoffs, not be in the playoffs. While the playoffs are going on, some people will be playing regular season games. So given our set of circumstances, I think they did a really nice job in giving everybody in every community what they need in this season.
Not only because you're 2-0, but the fact this is your team, everything that's been thrown at them, it seems like they've handled. You got to be proud.
Yeah, I couldn't be more proud of a group of guys. Last year we had a lot of injuries and faced some adversity like never before. And just when you think you can't be more proud of a group of kids and coaches, this is thrust upon you. And so I know all of the school districts have gone through the same thing, but we had tremendous support from our administration. I've got a tremendous coaching staff, and we've got kids who love each other and we're willing to do whatever it took to get out there and play the game they love. So it's been a remarkable experience for me just to watch kids adapt and overcome a set of circumstances that's out of their control. And again, it gives me hope for the future because we've got some really good leaders and young men in our program that will someday be leading this country.
Last thing for you, Coach. I remember when you took the job years ago, somebody had told me, they said, well, you watch, Mike Elder's going to turn this program around. I remember for years, all we heard about was, the Avon Lake program, which was a great program. But a lot of people felt like you were going to be able to turn aside and build a great program. And it seems like you've done that. You got to be happy with what you've been able to do. Is this where you thought it would be? Is this the vision that you had going in?
Well, I definitely had a vision, and I can tell you that this doesn't happen without a lot of really good people. What I'm good at is creating a vision, and if I didn't have the support of our superintendent, our athletic director, our building principals, the people who hired the amazing staff that I work with today, and the support of a great community, none of this happens. And, you mentioned the Shoremen, and the truth is that they're our rivals, but they're still a great program. They've not gone away. We've just matched what they do, and we've had a lot of recent success that supersedes maybe some that they've had, but they made us better. I paid attention to what Coach DeLucas did over there and paid attention to what that community did and how they were able to make it important. And I just think we're blessed. It was a perfect storm. We have a superintendent who values extracurricular activities. He sees them as an extension of the classroom. And so as a result, we're a top 5% academic school district, and all of our sports programs and all of our arts and music programs are doing fantastic. And that's the way it should be.
Coach, listen, really appreciate the time, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it.